Welcome back, everybody, to a special edition of JD's Network. Look, today's video is turn your pain into purpose. That's right. So you always wanted to turn your pain into purpose, then this is the video for you. All you gotta do is stick around to the very end, and I promise you, you won't be sorry. And look, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, while talking fitness and everyday motivation, baby. Alright, so look, other than that, let's go ahead and get right into the video. In order to turn pain into passion, power, or purpose, you first need time to process the trauma. Rather than brushing it aside or pretending it doesn't exist, you need to feel the bad feelings with nurturing and care, says Dr. Gail Zoltz, MD, Clinical Associated Professor of Psychiatry at the New York Presbyterian Hospital, Weill Cornell Medical College in New York City, and the host of How I Can Help podcast from iHeartRadio. Now, this can look like therapy, journaling, talking with a friend, stretching, or whatever helps you to process. Then you can search for ways to heal and reemerge in a functioning way and begin to consider ways that you might be able to help yourself and possibly others with similar trauma with your ideas. So depending on the person and the traumatic event, a painful event might not be something that leads to a positive outcome, such as finding passion and purpose. In the moments when positivity seems an insurmountable task, an alternative approach is one of acceptance, forgiveness, love, and grace. So whether it's a bad breakup with a partner or a friend, a layoff, an injury, an illness, or something else, naming your pain allows you to fully explore and feel it, Joshua says. Keep in mind that if you experience substantial trauma, physical or mental abuse, abandonment, divorce, or psychological condition, a death of a loved one, or another powerful source of pain, definitely consider professional mental health support. Many people are capable of it, but may need some support to deal early on with the initial trauma on the path towards purpose. So according to a February 2022 study in the Journal of Pain Research, among those with chronic pain, those who exhibited the best physical and mental health outcomes tended to share one quality: coherence. The researchers described this as the ability to incorporate past and current events, including painful experiences, with future projections and visual life and the world with understanding rather than worry. Once you've given a traumatic experience or era a name, grab a journal, open up your notes app, or write yourself an email with a rundown of the lessons you've learned or memorable moments that have arisen as a result of that pain. Then it's time to get clear on what you want in life and why. This extensionally means defining a self-growth blueprint. Core values can come in the clutch here. So how do you define those? Ask yourself, what fills my cup? When and where do I feel most excited in my life? And where do I want to challenge my energy? So once you know what really matters, you can keep this in mind as you consider adjusting your actions to align with these. So hop back from your lesson list and ask, how might I move from pain towards purpose? How can these lessons learned and aid transforming my life to be more in line with my why? So really think through the ways in which you are uniquely suited to attend to this mission, because you truly emphasize with the trauma and its fallout. So there are certain parts of pain that won't ever be positive. Say you lost a parent to cancer. Since we can't completely rid the world of conditions, sometimes it's best to release certain things that you can't control or that live in the past. Use that brain space to shift your focus to things that you can't control over in the present and future. So going back to the cancer example, perhaps you can dedicate some of your nonprofit donations to causes that support cancer research or volunteer in the chemotherapy unit at a hospital, for instance. So turning pain into purpose is a process of overcoming limits that your pain may impose, then emotionally digesting the experience and choosing to do something with your emotional outcome that feels helpful or gratifying. So this is less about finding positivity or a positive spin from the trauma, and more about building resilience from the experience, Salt says. As such, she adds going from pain into power can be a healthy coping mechanism of trauma. Look, I want to thank you for watching. Alright, look, that's the end of the video. That was turning pain into purpose. I know you enjoyed it, so make sure you like, share, subscribe to JD's Network if you have not already. Like I said before, I talk about fitness and everyday motivation, things you need in order to proceed. And look, if you like to support the work I do right here on this channel, you can hit me on Cash App at $JustLove966. If you want to see behind the scenes footage, you can hit me on patreon.com/GetFitForLife212. Alright? So look, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I want to thank you for watching. Other than that, I'm going to see you in the next video.